This is John T talking to Too Sharp Denzel Bentley, fresh off the back of his draw with Mark Heffron. How you doing, Denzel?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. So, look, a couple of days have gone by now. You've probably had a bit of time to sleep and reflect on the actual fight. What was your take on how the night went?
I think, I still think I won the fight. I still think I won the fight. I've watched it back a few times, and I think I won it. I think I won the first half, if not the first four, quite convincingly. And I think I won the last round too. And I also think I won the eighth. But, it's a bit, I don't know. I know there's a few close rounds. Obviously, I kind of fell asleep at times and drifted off into the corners and was getting caught with some shots. But I think a lot of the times in certain rounds, I was making a miss big. He was throwing wild shots and I was making a miss, making it look silly. And I thought I was counting him well as well. But also the knockdown as well. I thought there was more of me in the fight than there was of him. That's why I think I won.
That's fair enough. Well, I'm going to break the fight down into three parts, Denzel, if that's all right. You mentioned the beginning there. So the first half of the fight, I mean, I saw that you fought off the back foot a lot more than what I've ever seen. And you've done a bit of switch hitting, which I think confused him a bit and went southpaw. Was that the game plan?
To be honest, the game plan was to just do what I do best. And when I'm in the gym, what I do and what I work on is my movement. And I've tried to tell everyone I've got good feet and all these things. And obviously, I come across as a puncher because of what everyone sees in other fights. So the game plan was to just be the best version of me, which I was in the first half. So I was picking them off, moving back, using my feet, countering good. And then, I thought it was working. So I thought I'd stick with that. But I realised there's a few more things I can do, going into the next one. But you'll have to wait till the next one before, I get to put it right.
Okay, fair enough. And the second round, you got him with a knockdown. It looked like it was more of a stiff jab.
Yeah, no, I was hitting him with the jab and pulling that and catching him again. So I knew I was making a fall short of the jab. But then I thought, if I turn southpaw, that would be my left hand. It would be a backhand. So probably be with a lot more, power. So that's what I done. I just took a little half step back and came back with a left hand, and it dropped him. But I didn't think it hurt him. I just think it was a good shot and it dropped him. But I didn't think it hurt him. That's why I didn't jump on him. But yeah.
So I think that was the first part of the fight. You definitely took control, like you said. The knockdown gave you a 10-8 round, and then you moved into the middle rounds. I think you just said you fell asleep a little bit. Talk me through what you thought happened in those mid rounds.
In the mid rounds, I was still confident. I was up. I think that might have been the issue. In my mind, I was like, okay, I'm up here. I know I'm up. I was counting the rounds, which I shouldn't really have been doing, but lack of experience in it. I was in there. Like, I know how to fight and I know how to do these things, but being in a fight of that magnitude was my first time in it. So I was counting the rounds and I thought I was up. So getting into the second half of the fight, the middle rounds, I was kind of thinking, you know what, you could just win a couple rounds off your jab and move. And that's what I was doing, but there was no spite in my shots. And what it looked like to the judges maybe was that I was trying to survive and I was tired, which maybe they scored the rounds to him because they thought he was the fresher one coming forward, trying to force the fight, where I was more so looking like, oh, maybe he's just trying to survive. He's just throwing little get off me jabs. When in actuality, I was just like, just save your energy for the end. And I shouldn't be doing that. And I know better than that. And obviously, I've had to go through this to kind of learn that. Listen, you don't go through that. That's lazy, innit? So I guess that's what it was.
That's fair enough. And to be fair, it is very subjective, and I think that's why it's divided such opinion the last couple of days. Some different reporters I've spoke to and some friends, they're like, it's such a close fight. Some people easily had you winning. And then there were people I spoke to that had Mark winning. If you like the come forward part in the middle of that fight, then you might have seen Mark as the aggressor, whereas actually you were fighting off the back foot. And I think then you said you conserved your energy. So near the end of the fight, do you think you sort of like won a couple of rounds there?
I think I won the 10th. And I think I won the 8th. But the 8th was like more me dancing around and making him miss and making him look silly. So like, again, depends what you're scoring. But for me, it just confuses me when people say he's the aggressor, because if they're coming forward and missing, it doesn't really mean much. I'm going to say, like, he's meant to be a big puncher. Like, I've got no marks on my face if he landed so cleanly as he did. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying, the bruises on your face makes you win or lose fights, but I'm fresh. I'm easy. I haven't been through no real punishment. I'm not injured. I'm not cut. I'm not bruised. I can go again. If they gave me another date next month, I'm ready to go again. Like, I feel fresh. So I feel like I was making him miss a lot. I thought more than he was making me miss. He didn't really make me miss. Everything I threw, I landed. But a lot of shots I threw without intentions after a while, because I was just thinking, all right, you could just win this round by the skin of your teeth, just box a little bit. But then I also think when you box a certain way that no one's used to seeing you boxing, especially on the back foot, it can go against you because they think that you're not running scared, but that's the term I'm going to use because I can't think of nothing right now. They just think that, yeah, maybe he's a bit too much for him right now. That's why he's going backwards. And that's reality. I think I've done well off the back foot. But I think I think I finished strong.
You definitely did well off the back foot and showed a different dimension to your game there. So, right, look, we move forward now. You're still undefeated. It was a very, very close fight. Natural clamour immediately for the rematch. A couple of days have gone by. Is that likely to happen now?
I still don't know yet. I ain't been in the gym yet. You know, I spoke to Martin and Ray. They were both still happy, you know, to take the rematch, and they're gonna have a meeting with Frank, whoever need to have a meeting with to get things sorted. And from what I've seen on social media and from what his manager's saying, they're up for the rematch also. So it shouldn't be hard to make. I guess there's a few things that need to be put in place before it's made. But at the end of the day, I want it, man. I want it. If it was up to me, I'd tell them the next day available, like, let's go and fight, because I don't feel like I've taken too much. I don't think I've taken any punishment at all. I think I'm ready to go again. I want that bad. That's been on my mind in the past couple of days, and I really want to make it right, man, especially where I went in there to win. I didn't go in there to try hard. So all the praise I'm getting for doing well when, oh, he's a 10-year pro, he's seasoned, he's had twice as many fights as you, more knockouts, everything again. That doesn't make me feel better about what happened. You know what I'm going to say? So I just want to get back in there and make it right, to be honest.
You definitely haven't got any battle scars. You're right there. So I think if both parties want it, like you say, and the fans definitely want it, let's hope that that's sooner rather than later. So if that does happen, when do you think it might be? Would it be weeks? Will it be a couple of months down the line on a Dubois Joyce card or something like that?
It would be nice to be on a Dubois Joyce card, but we don't know what's really going on with that. If there's no fans, you've heard Frank say that's not happening. So I don't want to get put on that card and the show keeps getting pushed back because the guidelines keep changing and stuff like, oh, yeah, oh, you're not allowed fans yet. So that would be annoying. So whatever show they can get me on, to be honest, listen, I'm not bothered. I just want to get it cracking. Even if it's just us two on the card, I don't care. I don't care about the card, whatever. It is what it is. I just want to right that wrong. I know there's more money in it if there's a crowd and there's more money in it on a bigger show. But let's just be honest. In this time right now, it's going to be hard to make the money you think you're going to make during these things. I want to right that wrong. And if there's a title in the line, it'll be even better. I've heard them talk about all of that stuff. It'll be even better. But I just want to right that wrong.
Okay. So as you said, it was a close fight anyway. What would you do differently? So you think you won, fair enough, but it was close. You've admitted that. What would you look to do differently to make it more convincing?
First of all, I won't drift into the corners. That fucking killed me. But it was like early in the fight, I was working well from there. Like I was pinging him and coming out the corners and countering well. And then when I was countering from the corners after a while, it just weren't as effective because there weren't much of my shots, or I thought I could just do the bare minimum to get out. And I just really, let's just say, not forgot to counter, but I forgot to counter. I just got too comfortable there. I saw it as a comfort zone. So I think that's what got him back into the fight. But there's a few other things that I'd want to change, but I don't want to say that too loud because, you know, word gets about. I want to be able to go in there differently, which I know I can. So I don't want to give anything away, but in my mind, I know what I do differently. But when I get back to the gym, we work on other things, and you know, I might find more things I do differently. So until I get back to the gym and start training and start thinking of what I can do different, then there's not really much other than don't just into the corners, because I think without that, I would have won it like easily. Well, not easily, but convincingly, sorry, because it was still a close fight.
Okay, mate. And what's the plans this week? You got a week off, or are you back in the gym already?
Nah, I've got a week off. Then I'm back in the gym, but I'm itching to get back in. Every time I wake up, I just think I just want to get back in the gym and get this rematch. Like, I'm just itching. I'm waking up saying, like, I've never wanted to go back to the gym so bad. Like, usually I'm enjoying my week off. I'm just at home thinking, oh, man, I actually want to go back to the gym and just get this rematch or hear some news on the rematch. Like, I'm back in the gym Monday anyway, and we'll go from there.
I think that's probably the best learning fight you've had as well. So if anything comes from it, you've learned more than anything to come back again.
100%.
Well, as usual, Denzel, it's a pleasure chatting to you, mate. Enjoy your week off, and I'll pop down to Peacock and see you in a few weeks, bud.
All right, nice one, man. I'll see you then.
Mate. Catch you soon.
Nice one, thanks, bye.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the Patreon. patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows. The list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.